bridge that rolls up like a caterpillar so boats can travel underneath. The rolling bridge is part of the new office and residential complex along the Grand Union Canal in London. Thomas Heatherwick developed the idea in his London studio. He's been working on unusual three-dimensional projects since 1994, from small designer objects to sculptures and buildings. Heatherwick doesn't differentiate between design, architecture and sculpture.
I don't see them as different genres. I don't see any difference. They're all about thinking about something and trying to turn it into reality.
His most famous project to date, the British pavilion for the Shanghai World Exposition that is due to open in May. The cube is made of 7.5-meter-long glass rods attached at the core. The center of the rods contain various seeds. The building itself is a giant seed collection.
We have 60,000 seeds cast, and the daylight, I mean, I'm holding this up to your light, but the daylight comes through, and there's no other light. In the cities we're in, there are all these hard buildings, and we wanted to see if we could make a building that was soft and had an extraordinary texture. It's not an incredible shape, it's this texture.
A use of space that is both artistic and pragmatic. That's the reputation Heatherwick has built for himself and his work. In one building, he created a curving stairway, a flowing transition between up and down.
I'm not interested in having a style where you can see the Heatherwick Studio style, like where you could recognize, oh, that must be Heatherwick Studio. We're interested in trying to invent the right solution for a particular location and a particular design problem.
This 29-meter-high sculpture in the office building of a British foundation actually contains more than 140,000 glass balls suspended from the ceiling by thin steel cables. Heatherwick not only planned its construction, he also followed the installation step by step.
When I trained many years ago, there were books full of amazing things people had ideas for that never happened. So I felt, why do all these ideas not happen? So in the studio, we really work very closely with people to figure out not just, here's a design, find the money, make it. There's never enough money to make projects, so you're always having to try to think of, be resourceful.
In this studio complex in Wales, the British architect found a way to take advantage of the building's steel exterior. He flattened the metal until it was very thin and formed it as if it were aluminium foil, creating a totally new aesthetic effect. Thomas Heatherwick's goal is to combine design, architecture, and art. His rotating chairs, designer furniture pieces, are on display in a London gallery. And this bag is actually the result of his experimental work with zippers.
I like the idea of not having anything else but zip, which meant that you could make an object, you know, that has volume, but then the object vanished, and you just ended up with, where's the object gone? It's just a kind of ball of string.
Heatherwick doesn't have an overarching unifying style. He's fascinated with the three-dimensional world. Other architects build museums. Right now, Heatherwick is designing an electric power plant.
I enjoy where you find specialness where you don't expect it, not just where you do.
And with Thomas Heatherwick, you can never know what he'll come up with next.